This college football picks week 7 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WinBet. Bet $100 at WinBet and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today.
This is Mike Leach, head football coach at Mississippi State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Right Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
No, I got to take in some JV volleyball yesterday too, right on brand, because I knew we'd be picking some JV football today. How about that? Welcome to the JV football podcast.
Already taking shots at college football. Joining us via remote, know, Colby Dant, aka the Dantimus. What's up, Colby?
I mean, taking shots. Can you guys even speak after those fucking calls this week? All right, I don't want to hear anything for another 10 years after those calls. So come on.
What?
The Brady call was bad, but it's not as bad as targeting.
To?
The roughing the passer call on Tom Brady.
Yeah, and the whole world is outraged.
Yeah,
and the Mahomes. Yeah, I mean, come on, this has been happening for a long time.
So but targeting in college football a million times worse.
You don't have to talk to me with the way that Dan Jones gets disrespected just because he's a running quarterback. He can take these hits. Are you kidding me? Look, Colby, I didn't want to bring this up, but your NFL opinion right now is on thin ice after you told me that Thursday night game was a quote great game.
A number.
That's all you can ask for, an overtime game, right?
No, it's not all you can ask for.
Any game where Matt Ryan throws the ball 46 times is not a good game. A number of people reached out and asked if this was a bit, and I said no. Colby really likes unpopular football.
Well, no, it's just, to me, when you subscribe to a game, like, to me, you can win a football game in many ways, and to me, you get a nice defensive struggle where you don't know what the outcome is going to be all the way up until the final play of the game. Then you got your money's worth, and it wasn't a tie, which I think it would demand. You should.
I would say it's better than a tie.
I was going to say, if we were going to sit down and put a theoretical chessboard, and I was going to have this argument. Maybe I'll save it for when Colby's back in the office so Sean can record us. The fans seem to like more than our regular shows. I would probably be able to work you into a weird bit of checkmate where you are all of a sudden in a big favor of ties. So like that yeah, because the ultimate great game ends in a tie.
College football used to have the ties in the 90s. It was terrible.
I'm just saying though,
fucking terrible.
But you'd rather have ties than the bullshit overtime system they have today.
No.
Oh,
ties the worst, because when you go to a game, you want to see a winner and a loser.
Yeah, you know? I agree. No ties. Let's go.
I'm in a knot right now. So confused.
Hey, we're talking college football. You want to bet on college football? Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET. Bet $100, get a $100 free bet. It's just that easy. And looking to join WinBet's biggest winner club. Whoever hits the longest parlay on WinBet odds-wise gets a $1,000 free bet. Bet's biggest winner club. Whoever hits the longest parlay on WinBet odds-wise gets a so much to choose from. All you have to do is head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/winbet. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. Offer subject to change. Terms and conditions at WinBet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where play through WinBet is available. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
That freaked me out because I couldn't figure out at first. I couldn't figure out where it was coming from because something on the board appeared frozen. Then I realized very quickly it was the Dantipace feeding back into the matrix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought I thought there was somehow another form of Sean out there in the ether. No?
Recapping week 6, Kramer, pretty strong week. You went, I got to do the math here on this sheet. 8, 5 and 1, hit one of your locks, hit your dog and your tease. I went 6, 7 and 1, although didn't give out any lock losers. My lock loserless streak continues. Well, there was the KU. I actually won money cause I bet Kansas at 7.5, but I gave it out at 7. So I obviously grading that as a push there. Hit my other lock, San Jose State. That was easy money. And then hit my tease. Colby coming in, hitting his tease. Let's go, baby.
He's a tease master, right?
He is.
He's always been a tease guy.
Hitting his teases at 50%. Kramer hitting your teases at 50%. Colby and I, or my lock percentage, a historic 73%. What about Colby? UCLA. Are they for real? When do they?
UCLA.
How far do we have them up in the database top 25?
They're not too high because they haven't really played a road game yet. Besides at Colorado, who's the worst game.
Yeah,
like they're the worst, probably the worst Power 5 team. So they've been on the road once. That's the least for any like. There's only a couple teams, Ohio State and Syracuse, I think, are the other two that have only been on the road once. You don't learn anything about a football team or a basketball team when it comes to college sports, I believe, until they hit the road.
It's a fair point.
Yeah,
but we love our UCLA Bruins, right?
Bruins,
let's go, baby. Can we also have a little? I mean, we'll talk about it later, but can we talk about the reality of the Hendon Hooker Heisman ticket?
Oof.
Go for it, Ryan. You've been Hendon's
I'm
number
just
one
putting it
backer.
out there, right? Like, so we obviously
I was close to taking Tennessee, and then the fact that everyone was on Tennessee scared me off it. But you were, of course,
easy money.
They whooped up on LSU.
I understand at some point their defensive limitations will probably catch up with them, but how Justin Fuente said, you know what, he had Braxton Burmeister, Hendon Hooker, and fuck, I'm blanking on who's the dude who transferred to North Dakota State, Colby?
Quincy
Patterson in a room, 3 quarterbacks. He said, you know what, Hendon Hooker, you can get the fuck out of here. You know what, Quincy Patterson, you can get the fuck out of here. Quincy Patterson was just a big ass dude who could run the ball pretty well. We're going to keep you, Braxton. Little white guy,
Braxton Burmeister,
transferred in from more. I just don't understand how you can evaluate a position so poorly. This is the same man that brought Paxton Lynch to us as a 1st-round draft pick from Memphis in the same bullshit system. How did you not make it work with Hendon Hooker?
Anytime you're trusting anybody by the name of Braxton, minus I guess your finances, then
you're not a Tony Braxton guy. All right. We learn something new about Colby every day.
I'm still bitter about that Jimmy Jackson, Jason Kidd. They both fucked her, right? There was a big problem, right?
Wow.
That was a national story, right?
So, what are the odds right now on the Heisman? Do we have updated ones?
I'm sure we do.
All right, let me pull them up because here would be so we obviously have the normal guys at the top, but is Hendon Hooker also turning into a guy that can be an NFL guy? Like, how are you not? How are you more interested in Will Levis?
I mean, I think some of the things is it's a very simple quarterback friendly offense, and it's the same thing that RG3 ran, right? And yes, the NFL is starting to run, a lot more of these friendly based offenses. Kyler Murray runs a similar one, I would say. So I do think that potentially he's got better value than RG3 was a 1st-round draft pick, but RG3 was also a world-class sprinter. So I don't know.
And RG3 also did what with the Heisman?
What do you mean by that? He won the Heisman. Yeah.
So CJ Stroud -130, Hendon Hooker +1100, number 2. Caleb Williams 12-1, Bryce Young 14-1, DTR Sean, guy we gave out at 20 to. I haven't seen 18, 20-1, and then a bunch of trash after that. I mean, the fact that Adrian Martinez is 25-1, like, get the fuck out of here.
I still think Torian Thompson Robinson at 21 is pretty fun over on WinBet there.
Not when you got 100-1 in your pocket, Sean.
Well, I'm saying for the latecomers, the Johnny come latelys. All right, let's get to it. Let's talk week 7 college football picks. Time to crack open an ice cold Colby six pack. Colby's six favorite games.
They are Colby's six favorite. The one thing I was going to say is Quinn Ewers, 65-1.
And dude, I was a little skeptical because I thought this kid's barely played. Is he really going to come in and light up Oklahoma in this rivalry game? And he did. He fucking destroyed him.
And if he doesn't get hurt in that Bama game, I'm now convinced they would have beaten Bama. So,
well, I mean, if the
put
refs
that in
just
your
called
pipe
the
and
game
smoke.
correctly.
All right. So, I mean, Jesus Christ, right? That was with the backup too. So, all right. Again, this is Colby's six pack. Colby's six favorite games. Again, strangely, he has a bunch of primetime games. So I guess maybe he's trying to help the crowd out with getting those primetime bets in. This is tomorrow, Sean. Actually, probably today if you're listening to this Wednesday
night
Wednesday in Huntington, West Virginia. They like to party there. It's probably going to be lit. Do they let them? No couches. I wonder, couch burning. Does it still happen? I feel like these kids have no value of anything. So probably getting the free couches, burning them at will. Marshall. Oh, sorry. What did I say? West Virginia. Marshall. They're laying 10.5 against the Raging Cajuns. I did my whole West Virginia bit. It's the next game. Fuck. 2 games in West Virginia on primetime. We have Marshall laying 10.5 -450 on the money line. Raging Cajuns 360 coming back. 47 is the total. What's the occasion for Wednesday football this week?
Well, I think they're back to the schedule that they're used to from years past. The first couple of weeks, it seemed like, I don't know, they weren't doing it, but I think we have Sunbelt games now and Maction games, pretty much almost every week of the season now.
Okay. Where are we going with this one, Colby?
Well, first off, they're calling for heavy rain in this game. So
I'm not a weatherman anymore. I don't fuck around with weather.
You got burned by Ian.
That's right. I'm going to take Marshall though. I think I mean, look, Louisiana's the reigning champs. Marshall's new to the Sun Belt. This is a statement game. Marshall can't afford a second Sun Belt loss. I think the rain favors Marshall's team and what they do with their running backs. They have 2 very talented running backs, and they have a top 15 defense. So I think I'm going to lay the points with the Thundering Herd. Bring your toothpaste. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Marshall is 13th nationally in rushing defense, allowing just 84 rushing yards per game. I mean, they've played a couple of cupcakes, Norfolk State and Gardner Webb at home, but they've certainly dominated them. And Louisiana hasn't won a road game yet this year. I think this is a tough spot for them. Wednesday night, I like to lean home team as well. So I'm with Colby. Give me Marshall.
See, Colby made a very offensive statement to those from West Virginia. You didn't even catch it probably, Sean, but he said, bring your toothpaste.
Oh,
now I don't know if that's because he's dealing with a fishy situation and he's going to want to brush his own teeth afterwards, or if he's saying that most people in the state of West Virginia don't have toothpaste because they lack teeth. A lot of different angles you could take on this one. I'm coming in hot this week.
You would need teeth for toothpaste to be effective, I would say.
Well, yeah, so they don't sell it there, so you got to bring your own.
Oh, okay.
You see the angle we're going with.
All right.
Here's where I'd say touche. They're coming from Louisiana. If there's one state that rivals tooth decay in West Virginia, it's Louisiana. Give me the Raging Cajuns plus the 10.5 points. You know I'm a Fun Belt spec. We don't fade the Raging Cajuns on primetime. Baylor, another West Virginia game, heading to the better school in West Virginia, Morgantown. Shout out to Morgantown. Had some good nights there, and been pepper sprayed with the database. Not same time, separate times. It's just a thing they do in Morgantown.
I feel left out. I've never been pepper sprayed in Morgantown.
We got to get you up there, buddy.
Shout out to West Virginia. If they someone's got to reach out to me and let me know if they still host the chicken tournament. It was a rugby tournament held in the spring every year. West Virginia hosting Baylor, where they're 3.5 point home dogs in prime time, plus 145 on the money line. Baylor minus 175. 55 is the total. Baylor fucked me a couple weeks back. And I'm making a list this year, taking this personally. There's enough college football teams where you don't have to fuck around with someone who's already fucked you over. So I'm going to have to be convinced to take Baylor here.
Yeah. I mean, look, they've never won in Morgantown.
Really?
They've never won in Morgantown. And this game's calling for rain, which is the only thing that scares me, because West Virginia, Graham Harrell, their new offensive coordinator, they now run the air raid.
Yeah.
So that is a bit scary. However, are you getting more than a field goal in a place Baylor's never won? I will take the Mountaineers. Bring your fucking toothpaste.
West Virginia 5-0 straight up in their last 5 at home against Baylor. Really, for me, I feel like West Virginia always shows up as a home dog on Thursday night. They are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games played on a Thursday.
It's a weird road trip for these Big 12 teams. We always bring that up. It's true.
No, it's a tough spot to play, especially on a short week. West Virginia as the home dog, all in. Let's go, baby.
Any, I mean, is it worth pointing out that Baylor potentially looking ahead to Kansas? We know that Kansas is a juggernaut.
Kansas is all of a sudden a look ahead spot.
No, but Baylor's coming off a bye though, so they wouldn't be on a short week. So I mean that
not a full 2 weeks off, Ryan. That's what I was getting
just
at.
clarifying that, since laser focused on the NFL, but picked up some tidbits. Yeah, take the home dog here. As much as the line makes me want to take Baylor, Sean, because I'm a market reader, market or forecaster, not a weather forecaster, but a market forecaster. But yeah, West Virginia plus 3.5. All right. That was Thursday night. We're now on to Friday night. Oh, so Colby's skipping over some of the primetime games. I guess some schools don't matter. Well, these two do matter. Friday night, Dallas, Texas. SMU plays host to Navy. Navy's catching 12.5 plus 375 on the money line. SMU minus 500. 57 is the total. How long till SMU is back as a football program now that you can openly pay players? It's got to be soon, right?
You would think so, but hey, they got a little bit of a situation. Rhett Lashley, their head coach, first year there, and I saw a bunch of players elect to leave and transfer out. After the 4th game, you can keep your red shirt. Essentially, you can keep your you can redshirt that year. So they had some starters, some guys that actually played some solid minutes. Elect to not play in hopes of transferring this offseason. It's 2022, guys. That's what happens.
This is like a save point in a video game, but in real life. It's like I don't like how the game's going. Reset. What the fuck?
How did Navy put up 51 against Tulsa last week, Colby? I'm still trying to wrap my head around that.
Great football team.
I was all over Navy there. Tulsa can't ever be. They suck against Navy. They can never beat Navy.
Yeah,
like Navy has their number. Certain teams aren't very successful against the triple option. East Carolina, my Pirates, they struggle against Navy every year. So there's certain teams that you could argue that SMU is one that traditionally Navy leads this all-time series 13-10. Yes, SMU's won their last 2, but last year was just a 7-point game. I think you got to take the points here in Navy, especially knowing Rhett Lashley's a first-time coach and knowing that locker room's kind of all over the place. It seems like. I think you got to go with Navy, as they've been playing much better ball the past couple weeks.
And the last we saw them, like we were all on UCF as UCF smashed the shit out of SMU a week and a half ago. So I don't know.
And SMU has been horrible against the spread, 1-4 this year. I know they had a couple close losses, and everyone thought like, oh yeah, SMU, they're going to be good.
Plus we're big fans of the military here, so we're not taking these private school pussies over our.
No, I mean, I like
12
12.5 is pretty generous. I think for a Navy offense that can ugly it up. And to Colby's point, they do historically play SMU pretty well.
What game has SMU looked good in?
The only thing I'm scared of is that they put up so many points last week.
What game has SMU looked good in?
I guess you would argue the North
TCU?
Texas season opener.
Oh, North Texas. They beat the shit out of North Texas. Good for them. Good for them. Moving on. Well,
took care of Lamar.
I'm not a big fan of Lamar. They're not even a good what would my analogy if we're in the JV, what's beneath the J, like the Frosh team? They're like a Frosh. They're like a bad Frosh team.
So we're all taking Navy plus 12.5.
It'd be wise if you guys just copy my 6-pack picks. I didn't get one wrong last week.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Didn't get one wrong last week, Sean.
You're my hero, Ryan.
Thank you. All right, next up, game 4 in the 6-pack. Early game here, 9 a.m. kick on the West Coast, heading to Illinois, where the Illini, they're taking on Minnesota. We're going to be rowing a boat down a river, I'm sure. Minnesota laying 6.5 plus or minus 220 on the money line, plus 180 for Illinois. This number makes me want to just snag Illinois immediately. 39.5 is the total. All right, what do we do here?
And this is tricky because Illinois' starting quarterback,
He's hurt, right?
he is, and they're stuck with Arthur Satowski, who is he is a lawn chair specialist. All right, like
wait, Art Sitkowski? No, he's still in college football.
Let me tell you, he will build you a nice lawn chair.
We can't bet on him.
Minnesota is so good. ATS 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 games, 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 games on the road. 2 great defenses. Minnesota allowing 8.8 points per game. Illinois allowing 8.4. I mean, that's the thing is Minnesota is going to try and run the ball, but Illinois is really good rushing defense. They're tempting as a 6.5 point home dog. Colby, do you have a handicap on their backup quarterback?
He's not good, and he started a lot of games for them last year, but he's not good. But the question is, can Ryan Walters' defense keep Minnesota in check with Tanner Morgan, the return of Mohamed Ibrahim? I'm gonna say they cannot, and I think even Tommy DeVito, who's I'm not a big fan of, but he's much better than Arthur Satowski. So I think you got to lay the points here.
Arthur Satowski sounds like a kid from Animal House.
Arthur
Satowski. All right, so we're taking the Gophers -6.5.
Yeah, we're gonna row the boat. You can't bet on this dude. I mean, I know their defense has been great, but I still my head has not been removed from the Photoshop. I like this Minnesota team. I mean, the only thing that worries me is Minnesota the only good team they played, they lost to last week or a week and a half ago.
Illinois beat them a season ago in Minneapolis, but it's a revenge spot. Tanner Morgan's been in college 35 years. So,
but who have they played with a defense? Colorado sucks. Michigan State sucks. Western Illinois or New Mexico State. Like that's very concerning. And it's a road spot. You said a lot can be learned. This is their first road conference game.
Yeah, I mean, you make a lot of really good points. You do. To me, if Tommy DeVito was there, I'd be all over Illinois. I just am scared off of that with Satowski. Can they move the ball at all against Minnesota, who's got a really good defense too? So they only put up 9 against Iowa. The difference is Minnesota's offense is a lot better than Iowa's.
The fact that they're setting it at 6.5, they're telling you to take Minnesota, which is always scary. But I'm with Colby. I'm going to stay on the Gophers.
Give me Illinois. Great defenses at home in this division of all divisions. It's a winning formula. God, I'm betting on Art Sitkowski. That's tough.
Do you want an Art Sitkowski jersey for the? Any Art Sitkowski fans want to send in a jersey? I'll be happy to wear it.
And I guess you should take my head off the. You're rowing the boat by yourself now, or maybe put Colby's head back on.
Colby's still on the Gophers, right?
Sorry, put Sean's head back on. All right, Penn State. Another early kick here.
We are Penn State.
Wow. All right. Penn State heads to Michigan, where Jim Harbaugh laying 7 -300 +244. The Nittany Lions 52 is the total. Oh God. I mean, this is where Saquon Barkley learned to play football. This is where Coach Pry, this is where he learned to coach good defense. And holy shit, Michigan's got to be overrated at this point.
This is the perfect spot for Penn State catching 7 points. Michigan has Michigan State up next. Penn State has had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. Michigan is smelling themselves. This is great, and Penn State's been great on the road. Michigan obviously running the ball very well, but Penn State's defense only allowing 81 rush yards per game. I mean, it's easy to say who have they played, but who is? I love Penn State in this spot. I think this is the perfect spot for Penn State to go in, maybe even get an outright victory, but certainly with the 7 all over the Nittany Lions. Let's go, baby.
I will say, Penn State's schedule in hindsight, the Auburn victory is not as juicy. 10 point. I mean, their last time we saw them, they weren't looking spectacular against Northwestern. They have another quarterback that we tend to like to fade, I think.
No, Clifford's been good this year.
And Penn State, I mean, I don't care that Auburn is struggling. That's still one of the hardest places to go into and win, especially the way they did it. And then you mix that up with the Purdue win at Purdue that looks better and better each week. I think Penn State's much more battle tested. If anything, Michigan, there's been some red flags in the Maryland game. I thought some red flags in the Indiana game. I'm on the Nittany Lions too, and I say sprinkle some on the money line.
Michigan's like sleepwalk through a couple games. Even that Iowa game, I don't know. It's certainly, playing Colorado State, Hawaii, UConn.
Do you really think Michigan's looking ahead
to Michigan State? Yeah.
I'm going to disagree with that. Michigan State sucks. I would imagine Michigan views Penn State as an equal rival to Michigan State at this point.
All right, well,
Mel Tucker 2-0 against Harbaugh.
So maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe they are.
What's
your
thought, Ryan? You go Michigan?
My thought is that Penn State is a very public dog. I think they're going to be a very public dog, and that I don't. Give me Michigan. Sean Clifford in a tough spot. I'm not betting on it. He's going to prove me wrong.
Wow, Ryan's picks are bad this week.
What do you mean? Not even laser focused on college football. I have the exact same overall record as you. Come at me. Kansas.
I'm more of a lock guy.
Kansas heads to Oklahoma. Another 9 a.m. kick here. Oh boy, glad you picked this one. Norman, are they even going to sell the game out? Oh, there might be more Kansas fans here. Like Kansas fans would travel for this one. Oklahoma laying 8.5, minus 280 on the money line. Kansas plus 225. 62.5 is the total. Colby, go fuck yourself. I was fully prepared to bet Texas, and then you got me all in on Oklahoma, and then you picked Texas yourself. Real Benedict Dant, and that's why you're not here right now. Probably you don't want to deal with this in person.
He took Oklahoma plus 7.
Yeah, then he took Texas on somewhere else.
So yeah. I'm gonna take Oklahoma minus 8.5 here, and then Kansas plus 10 later on in the week.
Are you predicting a line move? Because the database has upgraded its algorithms and it understands.
I said if Dylan Gabriel doesn't play, do not take Oklahoma. So,
well, what about someone who bet on a Wednesday when they were listening to the show?
Well, that's I said keep in mind that is a factor in here.
Dylan Gabriel got lit up. Like I thought Oklahoma would show up in a rivalry game.
This is a no-brainer. Right?
The Oklahoma has no heart. I understand, Brian, if you're going on the bounce back angle for Oklahoma, I get it. But man, I'm sure Kansas is a public dog, but their backup quarterback Bean looked really good, and Jalen Daniels hadn't been playing that well before he got knocked out, and even that game before was kind of a letdown spot for that Kansas team. Kansas just figures out ways to cover games, or at the very least push. I'm all over Kansas and the big number against this Oklahoma team that just really hasn't showed me much heart. I think getting destroyed in the Red River shootout is really a dream crusher spot for Oklahoma. I'm taking Kansas plus 8.5.
But it wasn't a dream crusher for Kansas.
I don't think so. No, because they played competitive to the very end there. I think they realized they were dogs there. Their quarterback got knocked out of the game. I don't think it was crushing in the same way that Oklahoma got their ass kicked by their rival. That to me that stays with you.
The entire world was looking at Kansas football for the first time with game day there.
Yeah, and they played their hearts out.
And their dick didn't get all the way hard, and they didn't.
They fumbled. Jalen Daniels fumbled on the 1 yard line. They didn't get embarrassed at all. They left on their shield there, Ryan. Those are kids who battled it out.
All right. I mean, I get the juiced up play when the backup comes in. I do wonder. I don't know much about him, but we often talk about this in the NFL, right? Like the full week to prepare for the backup. Like how will the offense be limited or different? Nice. So yeah, I'm with you guys on Kansas.
Oh, Ryan, you zagged there. I thought you were going to make a case for Oklahoma.
I was just having a nice conversation. This is how people get educated on bet.
I do. I like seeing both sides of the coin. You know where there is no debate? Cutting the cord. That's right. Get rid. You want one of those giant satellite dishes? I bet Colby back in the day had a relative with one of those giant satellite dishes. You ever see those things? Like I remember my dad taking me to a sports bar with one of those giant satellite dishes that probably cost like thousands upon thousands of dollars. You don't need those anymore. You don't even need cable. all you need is Fubo TV. That's right. College, pro football, the NFL red zone. That thing is, where's the college red zone? We need that. That would be pretty awesome. And you got cloud-based DVR, so you never miss an episode of your favorite shows. No contract, no commitment. You can cancel at any time. And if you go use our link, FuboTV.com/SGP, you get Fubo TV free for 7 days and 15% off your first month. Savings on top of savings. FuboTV.com/SGP. And you don't have to ask your landlord, hey, can I install Fubo TV? You don't have to do that. That satellite dishes. What were we thinking, people? And we're also brought to you by Odds Trader. That's right. Odds Trader is your #1 site for all your game day bets. You want weather analysis? Ryan's not a weatherman. Odds Trader, they got you covered with weather, live scores and bet tracking, handicap and info. It's pretty sweet. The app also has player stats, game stats, injury reports. Sign up for the app, test it out. I think you'll really enjoy it. Tons of great nuggets. Just go to oddstrader.com/bluewire to get started today. That's ODDS trader.com/bluewire. Ryan, let's go.
Sorry, there was some some noise in there. All right, 12:30 here on the West Coast. Massive spot in the SEC. We're heading to Tennessee, where they're hosting Alabama. Tennessee +7.5, +240 on the money line. Alabama -365 is the total. This number almost certainly indicates Bryce Young will play. In my mind, I guess we should talk about that, because if I'd imagine Bryce Young is worth based on that performance last week, Bryce Young is worth how much on the spread? Like a good NFL quarterback, like 7 points, right? So maybe 6. So what if Bryce Young doesn't play? Would Tennessee be a favorite, or would Alabama be like -1, -2.5?
I still think Alabama would be favorite. I mean, Tennessee hasn't beaten Alabama since 2006.
So how much is Bryce Young worth on the spread?
I think at least 7, right?
So then this should be closer to 10.
It really should. I don't know. Did you guys see that they actually announced Bryce Young as the starter in the stadium?
I mean, it's a college team. It's their stadium. They can do whatever they want until colleges have like a standard injury practice. You can do that.
No, it's just diabolical.
It's
Classic
just,
Saban.
It's the part that makes you fully believe that guys like him cheat. Because
if there's a way to cheat in college football, but I'm seemingly like the old way of cheating was giving guys money. Now that's not even cheating, I'm sure he's finding something that
it's
actually
more like,
is
you know,
cheating.
Belichick recording someone is very believable because they're willing to go to the edge. And if you're willing to go to the edge, you've probably poked your head over the edge. So based on that, it sounds like we think this number is a little short.
I do, because I do think Bryce Young is going to go. I mean, they had him warming up in the tunnel. Like it seemed like it was legitimately.
You know, he's
close.
doubtful. He's doubtful. They not questionable. He's
really?
doubtful.
Yeah.
But
do they even have official? Like
No.
in the NFL, doubtful.
It doesn't mean
means
anything.
he's definitely not going to play. In college, it's not. There's no. They don't have to.
Because in the
report injury
NFL,
reports.
teams get fined, and
yeah.
like we've seen draft picks get taken away from teams who were like not following the procedures. In college, there's no there's not even conference procedures. Like that would be great if you had to do that even, but you know, they roll out the guys of like, these are kids and medical and blah, blah, blah. So that's what it is, right? Like it's all about disclosing medical information about like amateurs, but now if you're paying them, I guess maybe that changes stuff. It would be nice if they could at least agree on like, these are the guys that are dressing. These are the guys that are like active.
Yeah.
But even that, right? Cause at home games, Colby, right? That you can dress a shitload of people. And so, yeah, whatever. My brain says this number is too short, but my mind says he hurt his throwing shoulder, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, and also Cedric Tillman, though the Vols star wide receiver, is out.
Mm. But then again, just like looking, I mean, Tennessee has played really well, right? So Ryan, as a guy who has a Hendon Hooker Heisman ticket, this is a great show out spot for him. And for the program,
it's like an elimination game.
Yeah, I guess the concern though is this number again at +7.5 as the home dog. It's like they're dying for you to take Tennessee. Like, oh, they're going to keep it close. They're not going to lose by 2 scores. But to Colby's point, Alabama has really owned Tennessee over the years.
But they didn't look good last week. I understand Bryce Young wasn't in there, but it wasn't just the offense.
No, and to your point, like
Texas A&M's offense sucks.
I liked Alabama. I didn't end up like locking it up or anything. I liked it though. Even if Bryce Young was going to be out there or was going to be out, I thought, I don't know, like the team around him, I just keep waiting to really flip a switch and show how dominant they are, but maybe they're not. Like, you heard all this hype about how good this Alabama recruiting class was, and it seemed like
greatest team Saban's ever had.
Well, it seemed like Saban had a real chip on his shoulder, and I've yet to see. I mean, Colby, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I know you're not a huge fan of Alabama by any means, but like, what is their best game so far this season? I have not seen any sort of.
It's got to be the Arkansas game.
Yeah.
It's got to be the Arkansas game, and that was on the road, so there was some indicators there. But hey. I mean, Tennessee is ready to explode behind it. Like, they haven't beaten Alabama in so long. This is an old school rivalry game. And
so
Tennessee
much pressure though.
And Tennessee starting safety Jalen McCullough was arrested on Sunday for felony charges of aggravated assault. I like when I see that out of a team. I'm taking Tennessee plus the points. I mean, Tennessee is back. All right.
Is he gonna
players willing to break the law? That means they're back.
That is true. There's probably a study to be done there. Because those Florida teams with Urban Meyer were very good, and they were committing all sorts.
Well, they
of
had
crimes.
they had that really really good tight end.
Aaron Hernandez and Reggie Nelson like straight up killed someone. Like shot someone in the face.
And Urban Meyer was like, "Yeah, okay." The fact that Aaron Hernandez and Tim Tebow were on the same team just really shows you how football brings people together, all different kinds of walks of life. I'm with you, Colby. I don't know. Like, what scares me is this line. Like, they're just asking for you to take Tennessee plus 7.5, but I'm going to do it. I just don't. I haven't seen that much dominance out of this Alabama team.
Didn't we see Texas A&M's wide receiver, catch a DUI or something? I don't know, something crazy this offseason. And look, A&M played Bama good. I'm not saying A&M's the world beaters, but I like that. Those are signs that the program's moving along. It's been a while since Tennessee's been getting, I feel like, guys arrested. So give me the Vols plus the points.
I'm gonna take Tennessee as well because I'm a Hendon Hooker guy. I do worry that maybe it just doesn't make sense that Alabama the game last week's game threw me off on Alabama.
No, I agree.
Texas A&M is not good.
I mean, Jimbo Fisher was talking all this shit. If there was someone that Saban was really going to go out of his way to run up the score, I thought it would. I thought it would have been Texas A&M.
Texas A&M this year, they lost to now what we know is a fucking horrible LSU team.
Yeah, they
lost to App State, who now it seems like they've lost some of their luster. They barely beat Miami, who's fucking horrible. They barely beat Arkansas. That's a good win. Arkansas is a good team. They got their ass beat by Mike Leach down there in Hail State, and they played the shit out of Alabama. I just don't get it. So yeah, give me Tennessee. Fuck it. This will be fun, right? Everyone was so certain it was going to be Georgia, because then we get the Alabama Tennessee revenge spot, right? Then we get the second game. Or do we want Tennessee to lose this game so they're the revenge spot team in the championship?
And I'll say this though, man, Tennessee, they got a nice win in Baton Rouge. They hadn't won in forever. LSU gave them every opportunity to blow them out. So I do think there's a little bit of fool's gold on Tennessee, but knowing Bryce Young is doubtful or whatever they want to say, I think you have to take Tennessee considering.
Wait, why are you saying Bryce Young is doubtful?
That's what I just read, that he was doubtful.
Nick's, I mean, it sounds like unless something happened, I don't know. I'm taking Tennessee as well, but if something's happened for him to have a setback, who knows? I mean, but this is also the exact reason.
I think as we're all in Tennessee plus 7.5. I think the best thing is that he plays, but he's not 100%.
Which way does the line go? If you had to guess.
If what?
Like, so we'll know where Colby's going to be on later in the week. Does the line move up or down? Like, does it grow bigger or get smaller?
I think it'll go up as news gets out that he's going to try and give it a go.
Can I put one more little, just throw the wrench in the machine?
Sure.
A Tennessee massively public dog right now.
Well, they were massive. They were a huge public team last week.
Well, as John in the chat points out, I'm also a hooker guy. So let's take Hendon and the Vols. Plus, who doesn't want to root for a team with a dog mascot, right? I mean, what are elephants good for anyway? Have you ever ridden on an elephant? Me neither. But I do have a pet dog. So let's root for the Volunteers. Oklahoma State. We're going back. Is the Big 12 the best conference in all of football?
Yes.
This year.
Yes, without a doubt.
Oklahoma.
They really are. I mean, the fact that, how well Kansas has played, how well Texas has looked at
the
times.
Volatility of the Coastal in the ACC, but instead of all shitty teams, they're all good teams. And perhaps I started this years ago when I started telling them they had high school offenses because they've all evolved.
You really took a lot of just weekly shots at Oklahoma State in their program.
Just the whole conference. Oklahoma State. Shout out to Gundy, still doing it. 10 years later as a man, they're catching 3.5 points here in Fort Worth against the Horned Frogs of TCU. -180 on the money line for TCU, +150 for Oklahoma State. 68.5 is the total. Great win for TCU last week. I guess you know letdown spot potential. Oklahoma State has been they've just been good. Not spectacular, not eye opening. This line makes me want to take TCU, but I mean Oklahoma State's been playing some ball.
Yeah, I mean TCU getting that win in Kansas, I thought was.
It's funny when you say that though.
No, I mean, not normally I'm normally worried about the Jayhawks on the schedule, but I thought they, to my earlier point, I thought they saw a good effort from that Jayhawks team, and to go in there and get a road win by 7 points, I think is worth something here. TCU leads the country in yards per play, 8.33, averaging 252 rush yards per game. 48.5 points per game. But again, Oklahoma State's right up there. Oklahoma State 7-0 against the spread in their last 7 games on the road. I think I'm leaning TCU here. But Colby, what do you like here?
Yeah, I'm going to go TCU as well. I mean, I was not very fond of the Sonny Dykes hire, but boy, have I been wrong, because he got a blessing in disguise. He was starting Chandler Morris, and they struggled against Colorado with Morris at QB. Morris got injured, and Max Duggan came in. And if you've been listening to the college football experience, we've been raving about that guy for years. So I think the guy's a true dual threat and pretty unstoppable offense right now. I'm going to lay the points with TCU.
It's a classic Shanahan situation. The coach had made the wrong decision, but it doesn't matter because injury helps him out. Yeah, I think this is. I feel like we've tracked this in years past. I'll have to dig out through the numbers, but when you have the higher ranked team as the dog, it's like the public psychology of like, wait, the 8th ranked team in the country is is an underdog. What's this all about? There's no way I can fade TCU right now. Period. -3.5.
Yeah.
Plus, doesn't it seem like Oklahoma State's just fixing to just waiting to lose? They're undefeated. This is a big time matchup, understood, but I don't know. I haven't seen a single thing out of that team where it's like, wow.
I really liked what I saw at TCU.
And Texas Tech is not a good team, and that I don't know. All right, we're agreeing way too much this week, guys.
No, you were all over the place early, Ryan. You got Illinois, Michigan.
Well, some of us are trying to create content. We've agreed on 5 games so far. That's a lot. 3 we disagreed, but you agreed with Cole. You and Colby have agreed on every pick so far.
Oh, we're lockstep.
This is so exciting to listen to. At 12:30 kick here on the West Coast, but we're heading to Syracuse in the Dome. It's gonna be lit. Syracuse is hosting NC State. Syracuse -3.5, -170 on the money line. NC State +140. 44 is the total. I assume, is Leary out?
I think so. And
why is this number only? This is silly. Syracuse all day. What are we doing here?
Well, and NC State's the luckiest team in the nation.
What are we doing?
I don't know if you guys caught the end of the Florida. So you have the ECU game week 1 where the ECU's missed extra point and then 2 missed field goals that would have won them the game. Then last week, Florida State in position to win the game. They do not need to throw the ball. A field goal wins the game. They're down 2. Instead, what does Florida State do? They throw a pass and it gets intercepted in the end zone. Stupid play. The game was basically over. Florida State would have won that thing. it's finally going to catch up to NC State here because Robert and I and the shredder Garrett Schrader.
Let's go. I love this Syracuse team. They really, the Carrier Dome gonna be lit. This is prime Syracuse football. NC State struggles on the road. ATS 1-4 ATS in their last 5 games on the road. Carrier Dome is not to be messed with. And Cuse, their offense is fun and they can play some defense. I think this is a tough spot for NC State.
Well coached.
You see a special team.
They have well coached special teams, guys. That's really the handicap. This one's confusing to me though. This is maybe you circle this and say, hey, Courtney Love, because
some doesn't add up, Ryan.
Well, if Devin Leary's out,
Colby, who's the backup for Leary?
Oh, dude, that's what's going to be very interesting because if you watch the Florida State game, they brought in this FCS he's like 30 years old. I forget his name right now.
He's not good.
No, but they ran him out of the Wildcat the whole game. It was fantastic. I loved it. His name was it Jack Chambers? I think it might have been, or no, it was Morris.
I'm pulling it up here.
I think his name was Morris, but they ran the hell out of him, and it was like I don't know what they do. Are they going to go with
No. It was Jack Chambers.
Okay, yeah.
But first of all, Jack Chambers, is that his real name?
Sounds like my dorm room in college. I'll just be in the Jack Chambers.
His name's Jack Chambers. Is he? Any chance he went to a JUCO in the Valley? Maybe he was doing some night.
Oh wait, I actually gave the roster girl my performing name. Sorry, meant to give you the other one. Jack Chambers.
I hope the internet was already making these jokes about Jack Chambers. Wow, I mean, and he's playing in a dome. Can you really put a roof on Jack Chambers?
I mean, and I think this is going to be a sellout. I thought I saw someone tweet that. I was checking that right now, but hey, the dome will be rocking.
I mean, come on, we're not this, and you laugh, but are we? What do we think about this Syracuse team? Is this the best Syracuse football team we've had in how many years since Donovan McNabb?
Probably. I like, I'm a big Robert and I guy, so I give me the cues. Let's go.
Cues.
I mean, and that Purdue win is looking better and better. I think they roll here. Wrong team favored. Clemson 4:30 kickoff on the West Coast. 7:30 local time. We're in Tallahassee.
You said wrong team favorite. I thought you were on Syracuse.
Sorry. Yeah, I like Syracuse.
Okay, no, I thought I missed something there. I was like,
right team favorite,
but not enough. All right,
7:30 local time kick in Tallahassee as Florida State hosts Clemson. Florida State plus 3.5.
I
plus 165 on the money line. Minus 200 for Clemson. 51 is the total. This is the same thing as the NC State Syracuse game. Well, it's just, the number doesn't make sense.
I keep picking against Clemson and they keep shoving it down my throat. I almost want to take Clemson just out of that point alone. Is that like I can't be
good.
No, they are, and I keep underrating them. I keep like not admitting that Big Cinco has gotten better. Clemson, number 2 rush defense in the country, only allowing 70 yards per game. Clemson always shows up against Florida State. I mean, Florida State as a home dog. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Colby, are you on Florida State here? It's tough for me to make a case for them.
No, I'm not. Clemson's the better team, and I think Big Sink.
Big Sink
is he's gotten better because of Tony Elliott. He's gone. The OC. He's now at Virginia, and you see what he's putting a spell on Brennan Armstrong. He's got better. What's that?
No, I was gonna say I agree because I do think it's scheme based. Like I swear his mechanics and like the throws he's making are still kind of like all right, but like they seem to be scheming up good stuff for him.
Yeah, and Florida State, I kind of think. I mean, they were fortunate to be in a spot to win the game last week. They did not win that game, and the reality is I don't think they're that good of a team. You look back at the other wins, the LSU one, they blocked an extra point. LSU is not a good team.
No.
Louisville, not a good team. Boston College, definitely not a good team. I just think Clemson's a good football team, and I feel pretty strongly about this game because that defensive line is going to destroy.
Did you watch Wake? Like Wake came in here and took care of Florida State, no problem. Grande Cinco, maybe that we start calling him that, just to get with. I don't know.
Venti Cinco.
It is odd that we went with English Spanish for the big Cinco. So Grande Cinco. This from this point forward. Yeah, I mean, why don't we just continue to hold hands and skip down the street? Because Clemson -3.5 feels like the only.
Let's go.
And I'm seeing early indicators that the money is on Florida State. So
okay,
yeah, whatever that means, that's crazy. Another 7:30 kick on the East Coast, 4:30 out here on the West Coast. Mississippi State, Hail State heads to Kentucky, where Kentucky's +6.5, +225 on the money line. Mississippi State -280, 46 is the total. I did the 6.5 play Illinois trick with the Illinois game. With this game, I fucking hate Kentucky and I love Mississippi State. Colby, you're gonna have to inform me on, like, are there a bunch of players coming back for Kentucky? Are they getting healthier? Like, is Will Levis is obviously he's playing this week, I assume.
Well, he practiced, but they still have him listed as questionable. I would assume he's going to play also, but Tavion Robinson, you know him because he was at Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
He's questionable as well. So some certain things to monitor, but I don't care. Mississippi State's a way better football team than Kentucky. I understand this place will be excited. It's a tough place to win.
He tried to not say liquor.
They're going to be excited. They're going to be gassed up. They're going to be fired up. It's going to be a very hot crowd environment.
And fuego.
Right. We're not picking against Coach Leach.
But I just think Mississippi State's just a flat out better team here, man.
Dude, they're coming. I'll say this as a guy who's watched and supported Coach Leach for years now, bet on him a number of times. They're showing up in spots that other Leach teams have previously let down, either as a big home favorite or even as like a road favorite. Sometimes those spots they've overlooked or they've
How'd they lose to LSU? What the fuck?
That one is I still can't wrap my head around it.
I mean, I think they were the better team that game. They squandered opportunities, and in a place like Baton Rouge, if you make a couple mental errors, momentum, it's a snowball effect. And I think there's potential for that here, but I just think there's too many weaknesses with this Kentucky team. I think Mississippi State gets that dub. I'm going to lay the points.
Here's my concern. Let's go through it because we all know Stoops has the best contract in all of sports, right? 7 wins gets him a year extension and a raise. Right now they're 4-2. Mississippi State bye week at Tennessee, at Missouri, Vanderbilt, Georgia, Louisville.
No, he's fine.
All at home. So he gets what, Vanderbilt and Louisville
and
or Missouri. So this is not a win. He doesn't need this one. Oh,
he doesn't need this one. We're good.
no, let's go.
Lock it up.
Mississippi State. Hail State. All right. Next up, USC heads to Utah. Fuck. I guess I was wrong about USC. Lincoln Riley, things going well quickly there. Well, now they're heading to Elevation to take on a Utah team that, as Colby told us, they were going to bully UCLA like they always do.
Not that physical.
Not this year. UCLA.
Chip Kelly went out of his way to out physical that Utah team.
Utah now coming home, laying 3.5, -175 on the money line. USC +145, 65 is the total. This is an interesting spot. Very interesting spot. Because on one hand, I well coached Utah team. They're gonna recover. They're gonna rebound here. The Pac-12, they're not doing divisions, Sean, so very much still alive for the Pac-12 championship, I think.
Yeah.
So, again, instant reaction is like Utah's the spot here, but USC is going to be able to do stuff to them. I worry that this Utah team's, UCLA fucking dominated them.
Yeah, I kind of had the same handicap where normally I love Utah at home against a finesse team traditionally like USC, but I don't.
They're not a finesse team.
No, that's what I was gonna say. And they've shown up. They showed up against Oregon State on the road. They didn't cover, but that was a huge spread. I think that Oregon State win showed me something out of this USC team, which again I came in not wanting to be high on them at all. looking for any sort of reason to fade them. But and Utah shows up normally against USC at home, but I don't think normally they're a 3.5 point favorite. Utah 4-1 ATS in the last 5 home games against USC. Utah has won 11 straight home games. Utah's very good pass defense. All that being said, I don't think you can give this USC team points. I know they want you to take the 3.5, but I'm going to do it. I'm taking USC plus 3.5. As much as it's a disgusting act.
Ooh, that is. What is that all about, Sean?
He wants OJ to get his Heisman back.
I mean, yeah,
guys, innocent of. I mean, he did his time, right? For what all he's trying to do is get back his own sports memorabilia. If someone stole my Zach Ertz autographed football, I might plan a kidnapping in a Vegas hotel room to get that thing back.
So USC has played 2 road games.
Yeah,
one was in a hostile environment. One was in a not hostile environment. They covered the game in the not hostile environment. Stanford. They didn't cover the game. They won. They didn't cover the game against Oregon State. The hostile environment.
But that also too, in that hostile environment, they were a big favorite, or at least what was it, like 6.5, 8? Yeah, I mean that.
Oh no, sorry. In the not hostile environment, they were.
I think it was a touchdown. I think it was a touchdown.
Yeah,
it was touchdown against Oregon State, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
So that to me is different than getting 3.5.
I still think though, and maybe I'm just gonna die hard. I get it. Utah's defense does not look like a traditional Utah defense. Even there were a little bit of red flags 2 weeks ago when Oregon State played them. Oregon State, Utah owned that score, but if Oregon State didn't turn the ball over, they were moving the ball on Utah left and right. But I still say I watched that USC game against Washington State last week. I didn't come away overly impressed with USC's offense, and I thought the refs gave some very fortunate calls. There's a huge targeting on Washington State's left tackle that was ridiculous, that got him out of the game. So I'm going to take Utah. I think Utah has got the better coach here. I think they're going to bounce back. And I know better coach. How could you say that? But I think Whittingham will go back to something. He'll learn from last week and he'll make some adjustments and that defense will get better. Now, I just think the hook could bite you, but give me like something like, I don't know, 31-27 final. Utah gets the cover.
I mean, you could also say this is a fairly battle tested team. I mean, they've lost 2 tough road games. I'm definitely going to take Utah as well. I'm with you. I think it's not so much better coach, but just like the culture is there. I've watched multiple USC games where they've explained how Lincoln Riley is like setting up social events so that since everyone came in on the transfer portal so they can hang out and get to know each other. And so
and Caleb Williams was 15 of 29 for $188. All right. That's not setting the world on fire. Like I see vulnerability in that offense. They're not there yet.
It's not Hendon Hooker numbers. That's for sure. All right. Utah -3.5 for me and Colby. First time you and Sean disagree on a game. You sure you don't want to change your pick back to Colby's pick?
Well, you'll have to ask Colby if he wants to change it to my pick.
Okay,
right?
I see what you're doing there. All right, last
I
one.
lead from the front.
It's Utah at night. It's going to be lit.
Hungry dogs run.
Come on,
faster.
you saw the way the Utah crowds at night. You're going against that?
Yeah.
USC's. Come on, another night.
You're gonna need a Red Bull to stay up. They can't do it.
Well, it's earlier though because they make them kick it for East Coast prime time on the west. All right, so we're actually on the East Coast here for a little basketball/football edition. North Carolina heading to Duke, where Duke is a 7-point home dog +215 on the money line, -265 for the Tar Heels. 67 is the total. Come on. North Carolina is gonna fuck them up. They're gonna put a ton of points up on the board.
I like Duke,
and yeah, I'm not betting Duke in a football game against North Carolina. Who's gonna have the crowd?
Duke will have the crowd. I think they were anticipating a sellout. I don't know if they've gotten there yet, but a week ago they were anticipating a sellout. This is a huge game. The winner of this is going to have the inside track to win the Coastal. Yes, I know. Call me. I mean, this is how ridiculous the Coastal is. Georgia Tech might have the best chance.
Yeah, they had a couple nice wins. Georgia Tech.
Well, and against teams that are like, if Duke wins this game, Georgia Tech has a tiebreaker on Duke. The only other team that could do it is Pitt, and Georgia Tech has a tiebreaker on them. Georgia Tech's 2-0 or 2-1, I guess, because they lost the season opener to Clemson. But I think this game is for the Coastal personally, because I don't know that Georgia Tech can sustain that. I do think both of these teams are good, and I'm getting a touchdown at home. I do think Carolina is just a flat out better team, but I still don't trust that defense. They should have beat Miami by more. Give me Duke +7.
Isn't this where just the talent rises to the top?
But shouldn't that happen against, App State and Georgia State and Florida A&M and stuff? I think the defense is improving some, but it's still, there's red flags all over that defense. And I don't know, Mike Elko's a pretty good coach. I think
UNC led up 45 to fucking Notre Dame. I mean, I think Ryan's tainted by the fact that they pushed around a physical lunch pail team like Virginia Tech 41-10, and he thinks they're one of the best programs around. I hate to point that out. Duke is a home dog. The Dukies. Duke has a little bit of talent on this football team.
They just lost the Georgia Tech.
They might win the Coastal, buddy.
As Colby pointed out, that was a tough game on the road in overtime. That's very different than at home. I mean, they beat Virginia by 21 points.
All right.
They gave Kansas all they could handle.
All right. You want to take a team coming off a tough overtime game? All right.
No, I mean, no, it wasn't a grueling game, but it was a tough spot for him.
I love when you make a good argument for me. All right. UNC -7. Let's go.
Duke +7.
Lock it up.
Speaking of locks, Ryan, time for our lock, dog, and tease presented by WinBet. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WinBet. What do you got, Kramer?
This spread doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Clemson -3.5. Lock number 2 also doesn't make much sense to me. Syracuse -3.5. Let's stick in the ACC there. For my dog, I mean, one of you will take Kansas, so I can leave that one off. And I'm very tempted to do a little Navy action, but come on. Hendon Hooker, the Tennessee Volunteers.
All right, here we go.
+240 on the money line.
Now we're talking.
And for the tease, we're gonna go. Oh man! All right, so let's. I guess we should tease Kansas up to 14.5. It seems unlikely that Oklahoma could beat anyone by 2 touchdowns. For the second leg of the tease, we're gonna knock Mississippi State down to a pick'em, like Colby said. Hail State. And the last leg of the teaser. You know what? Let's do it. Illinois' defense is way too good to be catching 12.5 points in a teaser. Art Sitkowski better not throw any pick sixes. That's the only thing that can take me down.
All righty. Let's go. For my lock, number 1, Penn State +7. For my lock number 2, man, how do I not take Syracuse again?
I mean, you can take Syracuse.
Syracuse -3.5. For my dog, Kramer, you're right. Give me the English sensation himself, Mr. Bean and Kansas Jayhawks. They are +225 on the money line. Oklahoma's just bad. For my tease, I got a sweet little tease worked up here. Give me do we want to put the Mississippi State -0.5. I'm gonna take West Virginia up to 9.5 and USC up to 9.5 as well. That feels great. Colby, what do you got?
I think we got to lock up. I think we got to go with Clemson as the lock.
Wow. Paving away for victorious weekend.
Bonus lock TCU.
See, I almost did that.
I was eyeing that. I don't know what scared me off.
My dog at +240. I'm going to go with Penn State.
Let's go.
And the tease. Let's go. What should we do here? Let's go. Oh man, that's dangerous though. That's dangerous, but let's do it. Let's go West Virginia up to 9.5.
Teasing college is dangerous, Colby, all the time.
Baylor's never won in Morgantown. Give me the 9.5 in the Mountaineers. Then let's go to let's get Mississippi State down to a half, and then let's go Utah plus 2.5. If my math is correct.
Quick question. Florida plays LSU this week.
Yeah.
I know we didn't discuss the game, but why is LSU only catching 2.5?
Both teams suck, dude. That's the reality. Both teams are not very good.
Do we want to give out money line round robin parlays?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Colby. What are we going to do a team one?
Let's do a team one. All right.
Okay. So do we put in? The problem is Ryan doesn't like a lot of these good money line dog situations.
The fuck are you talking? What dog do I disagree with you on?
Penn State.
That's not a good money line opportunity. You're
right.
emotional there.
So you want to take? Do we do Tennessee,
Yes.
Kansas,
Sure.
and Duke?
What? That's a bad spot too. Oh, they're catching.
How about this?
Miami.
Tennessee, Kansas, and West Virginia.
What about Navy?
What about us taking the Hokies?
Oh, I like Navy.
You like the Hokies this week?
I think Miami sucks too, dude. And it's in Blacksburg.
No, I'm not putting that program.
No.
I'm not putting that program in any money line round robin. I don't mind Navy. You could really talk Navy at 12.5 is really fun.
We're money lining it though.
Yeah.
Right?
So Navy,
Penn State.
Kramer's not on Penn State.
Yeah, you guys can do your own thing.
No.
We got to figure this out together.
Navy, Tennessee, and then do we do Kentucky or West Virginia?
Well, how many are you trying to get to?
3.
Yeah, we already have 2: Tennessee and Kansas.
Okay. I was also
West Virginia over to Navy. You're making us pick one.
Yeah.
So no Navy.
Yeah, leave Navy off.
Okay. Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, all
Tennessee, Kansas.
Oh yeah, I wrote KU.
We picked again.
Tennessee.
We picked against Kentucky this week.
Tennessee on the money line, Kansas on the money line, West Virginia on the money line. Round robin that thing. Let's go.
Should we call it the toothpaste parlay? That's like the toothpaste corridor in the country.
All right, that feels fun. Let's go, baby.
What's going on? I can't get my we're having a shortage.
Hey, we just announced, just sent out the email for the Monday winner of Merch Madness or Merch Monday. And again, all you got to do to enter, send in a screenshot of you reviewing the show, leave a rating, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, or just a 5-star over on Spotify. That'll get it done as well. And send it in via the SGPN app. Each weekly winner has a chance to get a $100 gift card to the SGPN store. There is a ton of cool stuff in there, including the campus collection. If you got a favorite college football team that's not listed there, color wise, hit us up. We'll try to get it in the store for you. Make sure you check out the College Football Experience with Colby Dant.
Let's go.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Go Hokies.
Kramer. Let it ride.